Okay, so I'm just getting on trail this morning. Got dropped off at the shuttle drive by the shuttle driver. It's 9:30. I believe this is Thursday morning. Kind of lose track of time, but look at this view. I'm just doing a pan here across this view that I have here, going up into the woods. This might be another huffing and puffing segment. But anyway, I'm starting out. Got about a 10-mile day to the next shelter, similar to the last couple of days. Got a pretty decent climb. Start the day, hike along a ridge top, then hike down the other side. Today's feature is supposed to come to something called the Kiefer Oak. It's like a really old oak tree. I think there's a sign on it. It's right on the Appalachian Trail. So that's a mile or so up. Kind of looking forward to seeing that. It's kind of a landmark. And then I'm hiking to the shelter where there's water. So today I'm heavy. I have about 3 days of food and 2 full liters of water. There is no water to the next shelter. So what I have is what I have. So this morning I drank over a liter of water to get hydrated to start, and I'm just gonna try to make the rest of this stretch and then drink a lot when I get to camp. So it's been a little dry down in these parts, and there's stretches even when it's not dry where there isn't much water. So today's concern is, well, I'm not terribly concerned about the water, honestly. I've been doing it. I did the same thing yesterday and it worked out pretty well. I did have a couple of intermediate water sources that I was able to get a cup or two, but by and large the plan worked. It's not going to be as hot today as it was yesterday, which is a plus on the waterfront. So anyway, let me show you a little bit what I'm hiking through. It's really beautiful. Just in the last number of days, the trees are starting to bloom. The leaves are starting to come out, and it's absolutely stunning. And again, we turn back around, see this backdrop. It is just amazing. And then over here, I believe those are dogwoods blooming and other things, and so just really gorgeous. And you probably can't hear it on the video, but a lot of birds singing, which is really cool. I really enjoy that. Okay, my not beef, but the elevation profile today shows that the climb is not as high and it looks more gradual. If you've been following me for any time at all, you know that doesn't necessarily translate into an easy day. Gradual climbs can be a pain in the rear if they're rocky, and sometimes climbs that look like they're going to give you a problem don't. Just never know. So you got to take it as it comes. One thing though I am gaining confidence in knowing is that I can hike 10 miles at a decent pace, and so I'll probably be hiking today about 5 hours. So 9:30, 3 hours is 12:30, 2:33, 3:30 I should be getting to camp. I like gadgets, so my watch kind of tells me the average of the miles I'm pulling, and I try to hit at about 2 miles an hour average for the day. Don't quite make it sometimes. That includes breaks. And so I'm hoping to do the same thing today, although since I'm not going so far as yesterday, and I may be a little kinder to myself and take more breaks, because there's no point in getting to camp too cotton picking early just to sit there and do nothing, although laying in a hammock when you're tired is really very nice. So this is day 24. Start out. This is Grayson taking you along on my hike. So here is the famous Kiefer oak. It is gigantic. I'll have to look it up to tell you, but I think what the big deal is the age of this tree. That it's supposed to be like 500 years old or something like that. It's truly, I guess it would take, if I tried to put my arms around, it'd probably take 4 of me to go around that thing, maybe 5. It's really big. So, one landmark checked off for today, seeing the Kiefer oak. So, this is what I've gained so far. You can look up over there, the mountains across the valley. Did those 2 days ago. But if you spin yourself around here, now looks like I've got the Stairway to Heaven here. Not really an official name, okay? So, and then if we look up here, we can see the top. That's where we're going. So probably 3/4 or more of the way up. A lot of these stones set in place for steps. While that's really good for trail erosion, it usually means that you're making a bigger step than you normally do. But it's what we got today. So we are thankful for what we have. We're thankful for the trail. We're thankful for a beautiful day. Thank you for steps to keep us safe going up this mountain. Okay, so I stayed at a hostel last night because I needed to resupply for a 3 or 4 day stretch here. And so I will do a video here on just the hostel as a separate video, just to show you a little bit what a hostel is. It varies from hostel to hostel. Some are more plush than others, but in my resupply, the shuttle driver told me that somebody had a resupply box and they ended up going early, and they just left it there for anybody to scavenge out of. And so I was able to scavenge a good bit of what I needed from this somebody else's hiker resupply box. Not everything. I bought a couple of things. Some of the candy snacky things they had just looked kind of disgusting, so I didn't take it. The other thing you might notice is that my hair is in relatively decent order. I took a shower last night. I shaved. So this will be your 1 day's break from scruffy Grayson to just somewhat clean-shaven Grayson. Anyway, it was good. The people at the hostel are really good to us, and so to conserve trail food that I already had packaged up when I was at the food line, I bought my supper last night, and I bought my breakfast. So I'm going to tell you what I had. Now, you dietitians out there, you know, I know. I had a large Marie Callender's chicken pot pie for supper. I looked on the package, 993 calories. If you people are eating this stuff on a regular basis, you are killing yourself. And then for breakfast, instead of buying a bunch of packs of oatmeal, which I get plenty of anyway, I bought a Jimmy Dean breakfast bowl. It had scrambled eggs, sausage, and potatoes. I didn't look at the calorie count on that, but I'm sure it's 600-700 calories. And along with that, when you're in town, I bought 2 bananas and 2 apples. I had an apple and a banana last night, and I had a banana this morning. I'm carrying the apple. Nothing like a little fresh food when you get on the trail. So it was kind of really a nice thing. And you know what? All the people at the hostels, most of them have been through hikers. So my shuttle driver last night was a through hiker, and my shuttle driver this morning was a through hiker. Told me a bunch of interesting stories, which I don't know how to repeat. But anyway, the most amazing thing about his through hike is he had a friend that wanted him to go on a through hike with them, and he had never put on a backpack before, and they started off together, and at a certain point the other person was much faster than him and said, I'm just going to ditch him and take off. So there he had a choice whether to continue or not, and he chose to continue. And he also said he broke his ankle on trail, slipped on a rock in Pennsylvania when it was raining. And well, actually the whole story is, I guess I will tell you the story. He said he was hiking along on these rocks. They weren't terribly bad. He was hiking along. It was raining. He had his rain gear on. And he said then a wasp flew down his rain jacket and started stinging him. And he was trying to get the rain jacket off as fast as he could and thrashing around. And when he did that, he lost his balance and slipped sideways. Tried to catch himself with his ankle, and his ankle turned and broke. And then when he hit the ground, the zipper on his rain jacket, which he'd been trying to loosen up, came loose, and the wasp flew out. Anyway, he had to spend 3 weeks off trail, letting that heal enough to where he could hike again. And he talked about the defining moments he had on the trail, and whether he would quit or what he would do. And he said nobody expected me to do anything like this because I'd never been in the woods before. And he said I kind of did it to show him that I could do it. But I asked him about the life lessons he learned, and he said, I've always been kind of an anxious person, and he said this really helped me. This really helped me with being anxious, because I learned that you can't plan everything to the nth degree. You can't do everything perfectly on the trail. And so what you can do is be prepared and know how to handle what may come up. And so he said it's helped him with anxiety and given him kind of a new confidence, because he's persevered through some things that a lot of other people haven't. So anyway, shout out to my shuttle driver this morning. Great conversation. Shout out to, I believe her name was Hot Tamale yesterday. I may have that wrong. It had something to do with peppers. And she told some stories too. And the stories are great. They're encouraging. The trail will give you plenty of adversity to overcome. I just realized here in the last couple of days that I'm getting more comfortable being on trail, and I'm not worrying as much about some of the little things. Even climbs. You can maybe tell that I've been focused on these climbs and been worried about them, and I'm realizing that I've got enough conditioning that I can do them. Week back, I think I had that climb up Peters Mountain, which was 3,000 feet in about 5 miles, and I did it. So yesterday's climb, which was started at 1,700 feet right out of the gate in 2.5 miles, I said, okay, I know I can do this. And today's climb, which is less than yesterday's, I didn't even check it. I'm just going to climb it. When we get to the top, we get to the top. So, life lessons from the trail. And what's really great is that I think instead of worrying about all these little details, it's allowing me to rest better, and rest translates into conditioning and feeling good. And so let me see where I'll go. So when you come out to places like this, see that double blaze there? I think I've showed you this before. That means the trail turns. So we have to find where we go. The first obstacle is the guardrail, and my shuttle driver said he busted his shin open on this guardrail in 2023. So I'm being careful because I don't need a busted shin. So we'll go up the road here and we'll look for the white blaze. And lo and behold, as we come over here on a rock, there's a white blaze. So we just follow the white blazes. It's not the yellow brick road, it's the white blazes. Just keep following the blazes. And usually they're good when you have turns and you need to make sure where you're going. Sometimes when the trail's pretty obvious, they kind of disappear altogether. But anyway, so that's a little bit on what's on my mind this morning. Haven't gone very far, but anyway, I hope this is interesting to you. It's interesting to me. Actually, the human element and meeting people and talking to them is pretty cool. Now here we go again, see? Got to search for the blazes here. Up here we go. So I'm getting more comfortable calling myself a through hiker. I'm feeling like I have more stamina and I'm sleeping better. I don't have as much anxiety about resupplying. Figure when I get to a hostel or a little town, I can figure my way through it. So anyway, thanks to all of you who've been praying for me about some of these things. It's just a lot. I read a book about a guy who hiked the trail, and he said it takes 4 to 6 weeks to get used to the new routines, and the majority of people that quit before 6 weeks is up, which is kind of a shame, I guess. I also heard a through hiker talking last night. He said that when he started in Georgia, you get a tag with a number on it, and his tag was, I think he said 1,740. Oh, look at this. Nice little stream here in the bridge. Anyway, it's a water source, but this is the last one for 9 miles. So he was like 1740 when he left Georgia. By the time he got to Harper's Ferry, which is almost halfway, I think he said his tag number was 440 or 445. So all those people that had started before him, I'm sure he passed some of them, but a bunch of them had dropped out. So the trail has a very high attrition rate, especially when people come to it kind of with some preconceived ideas of this being a Pollyanna, wonderful hike in nature, everything's wonderful. So my goal is not to be one of those, to persevere. This is Grayson. Woohoo, buddy! We're at the top. That was a bit of a drag. The trail designer decided for the first half of the climb they needed to take the direct approach straight up the ridge. Anyway, we're there, 2.5 miles in, 1405 elevation gain. I have more to do today, but it'll be up and down. So anyway, got a view out the other side here, but I'm sure the camera won't show it, so I'll keep taking you along with me. I did break down and do one thing today. I've been getting so much sun, even with the sun hoodie, that I put sunscreen on my face and my ears and my nose, because I'm on the edge of being comfortable and I don't want to get in trouble. So Today I get to wear that yucky face paste, and hopefully that'll keep me from burning. I might have to reapply after lunch. We'll see, but I think I have some gentler trail ahead here. So let me show you a little bit what it looks like on top here, just in case you can see it. You can see out over to the next mountain ridge, which I will go over tomorrow. And then there's another one after that, and another one after that. I'm working my way back. I'm west of 81 right now, and about 3 or 4 days I'll cross under 81 and I'll be east. Here's the view from Power Line Cut at the top of the ridge. I'm wondering why the power lines have such good views. Anyway, it's really gorgeous. Okay, so I've stopped up here to take a break, drink a little water, take a load off. This is my electrolytes bottle. I have a bottle of these every day, no matter what. And this is plain water. Unfortunately today the plain water came from a tap and has chlorine in it, which isn't as good. And I'm going to have a couple of snacks. It's not quite lunch, but I'm trying to be a little kinder to myself today. Yesterday I pushed pretty hard, so today I have some trail mix, some deluxe mixed nuts, and here, the coup de grace, a Spam single. Don't knock it till you tried it. And some beef jerky, and yeah, I got another one. You know what? This hasn't been brought out yet either, you know? I just thought I'd go with a new look here today. What do you think about this look? I think the do-rag would really work well with this. If I just put my sunglasses on with that, I could really make a fashion statement here. What do you think? Biker gray sun. Anyway, I digress. So as I was at the hostel last night, and I heard somebody talking about seeing a big fat rattlesnake and warning people to kind of watch out for snakes when they're on the trail. And it reminded me of a story. Des Mumal, I think I have this right. When I was a camper, I forget what age, we went on an all-day hike. And I believe you were the camp director. And Jay Thacker was on the hike, a friend of mine, and he just about stepped on a rattlesnake sitting in the middle of the trail. And the camp counselors, probably per Des Mumal's instructions, took a fork stick, pinned his head down, and cut the head off the snake. And then they grabbed a stick out of the brush and they wrapped a snake around that, and we carried it all the way back to camp. Well, as you know, snakes are, even when you cut their head off, it seems like they don't die. And the snake kept crawling off the stick all the way back to camp. When we got back to camp, I think the spiritual input person for that week had been a missionary in a foreign country and knew how to fix snake. So this man butchered the rattlesnake and fried it all up, and all the campers got to taste a little bit of rattlesnake. So Dave, if I got the details wrong or if it was a different director, but I'm quite sure it was under your tutelage that people do. I guess now you can't kill snakes like that, but anyway, it's quite an amazing story. I remember seeing Jay Thacker lift his foot and just about step on that snake, and then there was a whole hubbub, and they ended up killing the snake, and it's one of those memories that I'll never forget. So it's story time with Uncle Grayson while he takes a rest. Another thing I was thinking about is it is amazing how our bodies recover. So last night, if you watched yesterday's video, you can tell that by the end of the video, I was tired and sore, knees, feet hurt, muscles were just tired and achy. And what always amazes me is that I went to the hostel. I kind of took a load off for a little while, rested, started charging some of my stuff in my bunk, and like in an hour or two, I got up and started walking, and I didn't have the pain in my feet and my knees and my legs like I had earlier. It's like our body has this tremendous ability to recover. And last night, my feet ached from walking on those rocks, and I thought, what are they going to feel like this morning? Well, this morning they feel perfectly fine. It's amazing what a night's sleep will do and how our body rejuvenates and gets us ready for the next day. And you know, I can't say I've been terribly muscle sore at all on this trip, but it seems like whatever aches and pains I have, they kind of just go away overnight and beginning the next day. Okay, so this is what some of the trails look like today. Actually, this is a lot better than some of it. Been walking along this rocky ridge, kind of the rocks are on a slope and the trail is the rocks. But here's another section of it. Actually, it's not near as bad, at least on my psyche, as the rocks I had yesterday, where you had to hop from rock to rock. Some of these, like walking on these flat slabs, it's kind of fun. It does take more energy, especially when you gotta go up and down. But anyway, every day on the AT has all kinds of variety. Just figure if you walk 10 miles, you're going to see some things. Imagine if you walk 20, you could say double. So, don't think this is going to last too much longer, but just been hiking the rocky spiny ridge. The payoff has been the view over the side. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Okay, here's some more what I'm talking about. This is the trail. The rocks are the trail. They're kind of angled, but the real benefit of that is that we have an open mountainside that we can turn around and get just this amazing view, although I'm not going to give it to you now. So I'm kind of walking through this maze of rocks, but anyway, if you turn around here, oh, that's just the clouds. There you go. Just as far as you can see. So that ridge over there that we're looking at is probably what I'm going up and over tomorrow. Okay, so I'll give you a day 24 wrap up. Arrived at the midday shelter about 3:30, 3:45. Set up the hammock and tarp. Mileage for the day was 10 miles, 2130 something elevation gain. First 2.5 miles was a climb up. The next 2.5, 3 miles was a nice cruisy ridge trail. The next couple of miles were kind of a challenging rock scramble across kind of slabs of rock, but it was actually kind of fun. And then after I got through that section, then the trail turned down here to the shelter. So all in all, a good day. 10.x miles, I don't know exactly, but took it easier today. I think I pushed pretty hard yesterday and my legs were tired, so I just I took more breaks, and I plan to rest a good bit this evening to get prepared for tomorrow, which has a very similar kind of day, I think. So anyway, it's been a good day. Some days are more challenging than others, and it isn't always the terrain that makes it challenging. Today was kind of a mental challenging day. And it wasn't cold, it wasn't whatever. In fact, it was overcast and very nice to hike in. But I think that I don't think I slept as good at the hostel last night as part of it. But you just have your ups and downs, and when you're physically tired, you're mentally tired as well. But anyway, day 24 is in the books. We've got tomorrow will get us to the Pickle Branch Shelter, which will set us up for the first of the Virginia Triple Crown, the Dragon's Tooth, which I've hiked before. Hopefully this time I can hike it not in the rain. So this is Grayson signing off for the evening.